maybe join us. Yeah, this is kind of a slow month. I guess the summer month. School is out, I'm assuming, somewhere. Yeah, the world's kind of like it's in a snail's pace to some level. Of course, you can't say that Middle East wise, which is burning down. Yeah, the riot situation. I haven't checked on that. What's going on? Yeah, whatever. No big deal. Priscilla's back. She left and then she returned. Can't see her. I'm not going to grab her. I don't want to disturb her for a photo op. Just know that she's here. And Fritzy is somewhere else. No, co-pilot's here. Oh yeah, I came up. Did an email on the Oracle cards. Of course, I don't have them on me. I forgot. I was gonna make a video of it. I might do it tomorrow or sometime. I've been kind of putting it off for a while. It's in the email. If you sign up for an email thread, you'll get it. So it's. I think I have it. It's not on the website, but I have it here somewhere. I don't know. Well, I'll link it somewhere. I'll make a video about it. I'm not in a huge hurry about it, but I think it's 54. I forget how many cards it is. 54 cards. I made it a while back. Come up with the definitions and everything. It's a pain. You have to get a booklet that's separate. That's your Amazon because you can make a booklet through the site, but it's already hard enough to make the cards as it is, and ordering it through the site's a pain in the neck too. So I don't ever have any issues with other people have because it's print on demand. Because I hate to buy like 100 of them and only like 2 sell. So it's like print on demand is a little bit easier. If you have like a publisher, which would be nice, but that's not gonna happen. Not with me. I got everything pushing me back. Shadow banned, push back on all levels. This is not your, I don't know if we call anything as normal, but still. Yeah, I should at least be getting at least 1,000 views a video. Good luck with that. I'll be lucky if I get 300 or anything for that matter. Yeah, do whatever they can to shut you down. Not just through this, through everything. Through life, everything. They just want you dead, basically. At least in my mission, at least. They want everybody dead, but my mission in particular, they definitely want you out of here. They don't want anything to be easy, because they can't live a life like anybody. Yeah, it's the life of a ground crew. Yeah, no television appearances. Not really any podcast appearances. Most of them are fucked up anyway. Well, I'm very corrupt anyway, so who cares? Not to name any names. But I can name them though. So I'm talking about my price sessions. Schedule. Shop. Yeah, you wonder if like the corrupt podcast shit that's out there, they start to realize that they're the bad. Maybe they already know they're the bad guy and don't care. Which is even worse. As long as you're the bad guy, I think you're doing the right thing. But then you're the bad guy. And anyway. It's a mess out there. So Planet Chaos, in case you haven't noticed, well, you can look at the Middle East, look at your daily life, look at traffic. Was it schooling these days is it's never been great. Talking about the old west, though. Jeez, like psychological warfare here. That's for sure. Well, you think is humanity's ideas are evolving. I guess there's a version of that somewhere. So things get more difficult. More of a pushback with Hell Planet pushes back. But not like they're teaching people here about hell in school. I mean, it's like they're not teaching. I mean, they are kind of, but not like really talking about it. You know, but the Martian energies here. I mean, just tapping into Martian frequency is just chaos, and that's what's going on in the Middle East, and the riot situation. It doesn't have to have a rhyme or reason. It can make no sense as long as it causes trouble. Yeah, who cares? That's the. I mean, it's not just the Martian energy, but a lot of it is the Martian frequency. Yeah, it was this planet in the past that was innocent. You can say. It was virgin territory, and now here we are. Yeah, it's almost like in the higher, before it became corrupt, it was more of a higher frequency planet and more of a paradise world to some level. And now it's what it is today. A whole planet is a paradise world. Yeah, so, just like any young person that's, attractive and innocent and naive, and then gets corrupted and so on, attacked, and another cocaine addict or something like that, or whatever it is. So it's another way of looking at it. Obviously, those that are earthbound beings that have been born here, this is their world, and yeah, life is awesome. I'm sure it is. Well, if it goes your way, I mean, if that relationship comes out of nowhere and just here you go, you need a relationship, here you go. You need a job, here you go. You need this, what else do you need? And then some of us out there are just like, we just get the middle finger and hit by a truck. Go fuck yourself. What are you doing in our shit world? Yeah, you don't belong here. Bring some assistance, some clarity. Good luck with that. We'll just shadow ban your ass on all levels, personally, physically, mentally. We'll just fuck you over. So, yeah, only the strong will survive. I don't think people realize the amount of pushback you get from this little parasite planet. So, yeah, there's a lot of naivety here, that's for sure, but, well, what are you gonna do? Well, the majority accept the reality that they're raised in, especially if it works for you. And if it's not working for you, you're probably doing something right. And just you might be going completely insane at the same time, so there's that. So, or some new age guru that smells like cocaine or whatever it is that they're on. Just have to be high on something, huh? Can't function without being high. Yeah, can you do that? I might be asking too much. Probably. Oh, man. Yeah, it's like a mandate. Just must be high on something. Welcome to Earth, huh? Yeah, not to judge, no. But, there is whatever. Yeah, when you're a foreigner, you're definitely a foreigner here. I don't think people realize that. Some do because they're going through it. They're they're not from this world and they can really fucking feel it. It gets old, man. Anyway, chaos of Mars. Yeah, so yeah, it's a virgin planet, Earth in the past, and Mars is, not all of Mars is psychotic, but enough of it came here to spoil the planet and destroy it, and ruin it, turn it into the nightmare it is, or paradise it is, whatever it is. Overrated hellhole. Anyway, the idea is to bring some kind of enlightenment here. Yeah, but the idea also is to bring a better life here if that's possible. People need to be careful to show their true colors, and maybe they don't want to show it. I was aware of how much true colors are showing, but either way. Job gets old after a while, but anyway. So going to the Martian energies, neutral connection, understand how, well, Mars, brings chaos here, and then it says it's normal. And you hear about the Anunnaki and all that, but you don't hear about Mars. There's not much. They cut that sucker out of history. Mythology of Mars, and that's about it. There's nothing that's, there's no Anunnaki Martians, or no Martian anything. Gee, I wonder why. You don't want you fucking with them. Well, that's connected to Orion. You hear about Anunnaki, you hear about, obviously Pleiadians, Syrians, and same old, and obviously there's a bunch of other ones can't remember. But the Mars energy is, even Orion is not something that's, you might hear about Orion wars every now and then. But Mars is most likely scarce. Of course, somebody might say, I hear about it all the time. It's like, okay, whatever. I doubt it. But it's not like an Anunnaki being, or like I say, the other alien energies. Even Archon's not that well known, sort of. But Mars is just here to, take over your planet, run it to the ground, and tell you it's normal. Being a slave is normal. All this is normal, and you resist. They'll fight you on it. So do a neutral connection on the Martians. Just for reasons. So, of course, you also have Saturn energy, but I would say Mars is worse. Saturn's not great. It has its issues too, but Mars is like, fuck you. So anyway, alright, so blessings, here we go. Agrees here, the Martians. A neutral connection. Well, you're here, yes, you're to believe yourself, and there is a lot of knowledge here from other worlds, worlds that were captured and downloaded to this planet. And so some of you have your home planets here, pieces of it, and you're warning how those worlds got hijacked, you could say, by seeing it through society. And how you know that is through a download at some point, possibly, for some of you. But think about, the Martians is like pirates going around the universe and gobbling up worlds. And they have this treasure trove of manipulated planets, and they throw it all here on this world to shut it down and to make it complicated and hard to understand and hard to resist and all of these things. Well, Mars themselves have pulled themselves into the lower dimensions also. So it's, you just take what you can just in your path. Of course, some have so many attachments here. They're getting versions from all kinds of things. They haven't quite healed themselves just yet. And that's difficult to do so. And yes, there's a vanilla version of reality. Well, there are some aliens that just are technically love and light, but that's all they understand. And yes, they say, oh yes, they're making progress and so on. And that's about all they can do. They're not the strongest beings either. I think some of you have noticed that. Some of you have noticed it. Yeah, it's only, and yes, and sometimes yes, a channeler could be not be of the best frequency, but either way, trying to heal themselves possibly, some of them possessed by the lower dimensions. On many, either way. And yeah, a lot of this is brought here also just to test the soul, you can say. That's why the world has not quite hit the higher frequency realm just yet, because it is kind of like a game of Monopoly to some level. Different versions of tests, as you can see, challenges that are overwhelming. Once again, come from other planets mixed into one. That's why you have all these different cultures here. You're not just one race. You are a human race. But you're not like a cat race or a dog race. You're a human race. You have all these different ethnic connections. So it shows some of those are worlds that have been conquered and brought here, especially from Sirius. Especially from Sirius. Well, Sirius has a lot of knowledge, a lot of advancement. You see that with your pyramids. But the pyramid knowledge goes into other things too, throughout architecture, throughout your society. Through different Europeans. It doesn't mean it's all Egyptian, but it's just like it kind of sets the bar, you can say. But it can be accessed. Let's put it that way. Not everything is Egypt, obviously, no. But it's just that, it's Tartarian energy some tap into, which is another version of Earth that is chaotic, just like this one. And there's some of their civilization was here for some time, and technically it still is, but it's cover up, so you can take it for whatever you want. Either way. And your path here is to, you can say, figure out your puzzles, your inner puzzle, like your origins. Most likely that'll show up on its own. Yes, you can get a channel message and give you some idea, but it can be also very vague if you're not quite to the level of truly knowing. Because basically you're here as like kind of like a new car. You incarnate like as a new car, but then you kind of over time add mileage, the paint falls off, But it doesn't mean some have to throw themselves away. But others kind of improve over time. Yeah, you might be rough around the edges here and there, but you still run. They give you that. Studebaker. I'm not sure what kind of car that is. But sometimes the classics, yes, sounds weird saying that, but yes, you might be a classic. Survived everything. Everything's still running, even after injuries, whatever it might be. You still run pretty decently overall. It's kind of a strange way of aligning you to that, but there's another way of looking at it. There's different versions of human here, and how you're tuning yourself, tuning your frequency. Of course, also. You grab what you download what you can from this reality, and then you exit. Some have different, and those that are Earth people, that this is their world. Yes, a lot of them do come back, but they don't see it as a bad thing, and they're not exactly adding the number. Yes, the numbers can be quite high. But they're also living in a life that comes together. Not exactly quite easily, but it's decent. Well, first off, they've kind of earned it, you can say. But also there's a certain mindset here, too. But they don't seem to mind it, either. And you call it manipulation, whatever it might be. Some like it that way. Well, they keep up the astral realms. So it goes on and on. It's like, well, the human here, the physical human, those that are, this is their world. Like they incarnate here. It's not a prison to them. This is their life. They love the food and so on. When they look at the astral, the non-physical realm, it's kind of like something out of the Old West. It's like, we don't want your kind here. I mean, they even create all these bizarre spiritual religions to keep the astral realms out. We even create our own gods and all that just to keep you guys over here. To give you another perspective of that. And that's not these aren't the manipulators, this is just a regular society. And you can say the Martians kind of keep it that way too, but either way, it's still up to society. Society's like, you know what, we can live with this. And just because it's a more challenging planet doesn't mean, it depends on what you use it for. I mean, you can be on a challenging world and learn nothing. Or learn very little. You might be getting something out of it, but some of you go through challenges and you actually advance yourselves. Be surprised how many are not. And they're okay with it too. Like little by little. They're not here to, Some of you are coming in, get what you need, and get out. And and that is where as we go through certain experiences, but actually it does enhance your soul if you want it to. Others here are part of the system, yes, the matrix system, and just continuing the circle. And it's very welcoming too. It's like, join our collective. It can be kind of like the Brave New World to some level, without judging society here. It can be like, just join our, become one of us. Yes, an NPC or whatever it might be. And some of you from the alien world is like, I don't think so. And break out. So, all right. Blessings.